Hello. Welcome to my party. Ads. The time is. Oh yeah, I got a dress. It's true. Hello, welcome to my party. We got a dress from Low Fat, so I'm assuming we can go to the museum now, maybe. We shall see.
Yeah, I'll take you for a ride if you got the dough or if you can prove you as a reporter.
Yes, as a reporter. I is a reporter.
Okay, Toots, where can I take you?
Toots. Take me to the museum. He's got nothing to say. I'm okay with that. First, I'm gonna see if it's locked.
This door is locked.
Ah! Not even when I wear my dress? Put it on.
The gown feels silky.
Use
The
it.
gown feel.
Fine. What time is it? My kingdom for a clock. I wanted to try to steal these cars the last time I was here.
Considering that this car is parked right out in front of the museum, it probably belongs to an important staff member, so it's not a good idea to fool around with it.
But I can snoop.
A parked car. Note the sleek lines of this late model automobile. A parked car. Note the sleek lines of this late model automobile.
Can you go anywhere else, Larbo? Like,
A fountain.
great. Can you go left or right without getting run over? You walk so slow, Lorbo.
Don't stray too far in the Big Apple. It's a big city and you're not familiar with it yet.
Okay, I guess so. How do you use your press pass with the cabbie? You go in here and then you press it and then you say okay. And then you do it. But it won't let me do that with the dress. Oh, it was. Fuck. I tried that, I thought.
While this is an interesting approach, it serves no practical purpose.
Use it, bitch. Maybe, do I have to go get dressed somewheres? No, hold on. Stop. In the name of the law. I figured it would say not here,
I'll
too.
take you for a ride if you got the dough or if you can prove you as a reporter.
Hold on.
Okay, Toots, where can I take you?
There was a... I don't... Is that the puzzle? Like, where to get changed? Or is it not a puzzle? Because there's a screen at the speakeasy. But it's time. Time is the constricting factor. If you know what I mean. Yeah, this fucking hoe. I think I'm gonna make a video of that interaction because it was funny.
We're closed. No deliveries. Secret word.
You should just go. God, I gotta do this every fucking time.
The password is Charleston.
Well, why didn't you say so? Come on in.
I want to marry an archaeologist and keep his artifacts warm. I travel with him through hills and deserts and weather out every storm. If he wants me to,
Va va voom.
At it again.
The partition is bolted to the floor, so you can't move it.
Aha! You're on the wrong side of it, Larbo. She got a whole peek. There. Got anything to say about that?
You haven't seen the Countess come into the speakeasy yet, have you? I've been waiting here for hours.
I'm not allowed to talk about the Countess.
Yeah.
Oh, what'd she say?
The Countess Lavinia Waldorf Carlton. I'm supposed to meet her here.
If you know
Sorry,
what I mean.
haven't seen her. But if I do, I'll be sure and let you know.
Thanks, Toots.
Toots. Are you okay if I ask you about her now? I don't think she will.
What do you know about the Countess?
She's a nice old broad. Loaded.
Loaded.
She's married to some high-class museum bigwig. But she can't get enough. Know what I mean?
Know what I mean?
No, I don't know what
Okay.
you mean.
You're
It's not
pulling
the same
my
thing.
leg.
No, I'm not pulling it.
Well, you're trying to pull something.
Yeah, she gets mad. Okay. Bye, I'm gonna leave my hat here, I guess. Just go, Larbo! Did this make time go forward? The guy on the piano kind of, he was doing some Stevie Wonder situation. Oh. She already knows where she's gonna go. Didn't make me do it. It seems like we have triggered a thing automatically. Yes, Act 2! Woo! Suspects on parade. Everybody's a suspect.
Your perky demeanor and thorough technique are making you a first-class detective.
It's a little bit darker. Hello. I'm Laura Bow.
This affair is by invitation only, Fräulein. Your papers, please.
Why are you like a Nazi? I'm the press, bitch.
Danke, Fräulein. I'll return this pass when you are leaving. Enjoy
What?
yourself this evening.
I don't like you taking my shit. Oh, there's a time. There's a clock. There's a... Am I to be concerned? Ooh. Fancy. Should we save it? We're at the party. Party! Hello. Are you... Is that
It
Ziggy?
is better to know some of... Questions are...
Hold on.
This man looks like he's very low on moral fiber in his construction. His eyes dart around the room nervously, as if he's expecting someone to jump on him. His bald head reflects the overhead lighting.
He sure seems like Ziggy.
You eye this woman with a certain amount of jealousy. Her fashionably high cheekbones, impeccably styled hair, and sultry eyes make you feel mousy and naive by comparison.
Oh, wow. Quit comparing yourself to other people, Larbo.
Dr. Pippin Carter is a tall, dignified, middle-aged gentleman with a carefully trimmed mustache. This snappily dressed man looks like an accountant, but there's an air of mystery about him as well. This short, blustery man reminds you vaguely of President Roosevelt. Despite his diminutive frame, his bearing is self-assured and cocky, and his pince-nez only adds to the aura of distinguished snobbery.
What is that P word she used? When I saw him, I did think he looked like FDR. Like, you're just pixels, but I get it.
It's a semi-happy partygoer.
Semi-happy. That's me.
It's a semi-happy partygoer. It's a semi-happy partygoer.
I bet you are too.
It's a colossal bust of the pharaoh Ramses II, discovered at the Ramesseum, his mortuary temple on the Nile's west bank opposite present-day Luxor. The complete Ramses statue stood nearly 60 feet tall and weighed more than 1,000 tons. Presumably Ramses was not this large in life, although many people have stated that Ramses had a big head.
Ramses is the greatest. Oh, diminutive? It's she really screwed me up with how she's
Neatly
pronounced it.
stacked water glasses. Some are full, some are empty. As a wise man once said, even empty water glasses have their uses.
This isn't very... Where's the people that are cleaning up?
The buffet tables are heaped with food, champagne, and water.
She added an extra I. Oh.
The buffet tables are heaped with food.
Shush.
The buffet.
Okay. Start talking to randos.
Silence alone is great. There was.
I don't know why I can't click on Ziggy.
This is quite a party. Does a museum always have a big fundraiser when they open a new exhibit, Dr. Carter?
No, but they've never had such an
No.
important exhibit opening here before. And I'm an important curator with an important salary, so the museum wouldn't have been able to keep me employed here without financial assistance.
You must be very important for the museum to go to so much trouble.
Naturally.
Quit sucking his dick.
The museum is lucky that I accepted this position as the head of their new Egyptian antiquities department. Why, my name alone will attract more visitors and more money to the museum.
Any chance that the Tutankhamun exhibit will make
Tutun.
a stop here on its American tour?
No. I'd hate to embarrass my relative by putting his Tutankhamun artifacts on display here. They pale by comparison to my own great discoveries,
Oh.
such as the Dagger of Amon Ra.
Wasn't that stolen?
Of course. How silly of me to think otherwise.
Yes, that was rather silly of you.
Hello, welcome. Timu Allen recommend. Should I ask everybody about everything? Let's just get right into it. Let's ask about the burglary.
Mr. Najee, would you have any idea who might have stolen the Dagger of Amon Ra?
No, but whoever did should be boiled alive. He should be fed to hungry crocodiles. His guts should be thrown from the pyramids. He should... Oh, excuse me. I get a little passionate on the subject.
Passionate.
Quite all right, Mr. Najee. I understand.
It's like this man is going to have a lisp. That'll be fun.
You ask yourself if you ask.
I can't tell who I'm clicking.
I
I know the dagger was
Oh.
heisted. I might even know who done it. But I ain't talking.
If you know,
but you're a
why
stoolie.
won't you go to the police?
All I got is a suspicion. I got nothing hard. Besides, what have the cops done for me lately?
This is in the interests of justice. Who are you trying to protect?
I'm trying to protect me. Now flip.
Now flip.
You ask yourself,
How many times?
Not you! I'm trying to talk to anybody.
You must be very upset about the burglary.
Quite so. If I ever find out who stole my dagger of Amon Ra, they won't live to regret it, I can assure you.
Oh, man.
Murder.
Do you have any idea who would do such a thing?
I have my suspicions, but I need more proof before I subject him to the full force of my wrath.
Have the police learned anything?
Those incompetents, hardly. They couldn't even find any clues around the Dagger display.
Sounds like the burglar might have been a professional.
Cops
Perhaps.
do seem pretty
It's
lazy.
more likely the local constable couldn't find a clue if it jumped up and bit him on the bum.
He's not great. Let's see. I mean, that's the museum guy that found the thing. Who dis?
Monsieur Agostini, you know him? I understand he's a very powerful man at the newspaper. I would like to meet him sometime.
Oh, okay. That's the newspaper person. Man, I just wish I didn't have to click you every time. I don't know which one I'm clicking. I tried to click this guy. Maybe it's where the point is pointing. I think that's it.
Pippin, he is such a great man. And quite attractive, no?
It's not helpful, lady. And Carrington is who?
Dr. Carrington, he is my superior, so I'd rather not be saying the bad things about him.
The bad things.
What bad thing?
He is very strange, even for a man. Ah, but you are trying to trick me, no? It's best that I am not talking about him.
I'm not trying to trick anybody. I don't think you'll know anything about this guy.
Ah, Monsieur O'Reilly, he is magnifique.
Oh.
He is so intelligent, so confident, so... Ooh la la.
Oh, wow. That's not
assume
what I expected.
You've met him before tonight.
Oh yes, we are, how do you say, the old friends. And it never hurts to have the highly placed friend on the local police force, no?
I see.
I suppose that's true. What do you think of his burglary investigation?
People here, they keep saying Monsieur O'Reilly, his investigation of the dagger is not good, but he tries very hard. I have seen him work, but the dagger thief, he is very good, no?
He? You think the burglar was a man?
Somebody else said he too.
It is only the matter of speaking, Miss Poe. This burglar, she could have been the female as well.
She could have been the female. I don't think this will give me anything useful either.
Ah, the Godfather. I met him only once on the train. The train was the sleeper car. It was dark, and I climbed into his berth by mistake. He will always remember that meeting, I am sure.
She knows everybody.
Unfortunately, we'll have forgotten it in a few months.
Wow. She does know everybody. Tell me a story about Low-Fat.
The Low-Fat, I know him. The little laundry I take to the cleaners, Low-Fat does it himself. We have the deal he enjoys, so it costs me nothing.
Do you know my dad? I hope not.
I do not believe I have met your father, Miss Poe.
Whew!
It was long ago and I have forgotten. I have met so many men, it is hard to keep track of them all.
Yeah, woo. Yeah, tell me about this sniveling little shit.
The annoying little man? I
Yes.
met him at this speakeasy long ago, but he is not my class of person, no. He is of the criminal type.
There's so many people and I don't ever remember
Dr.
who they are.
Miklos and I, we have much of the fun together. She is very friendly. Many times we have run through the museum chasing the daisy, no?
I don't know what that means.
Yes, I am Yvette Delacroix, but
Oh.
I am not one to be talking about myself too much, no? I am not like the great Dr. Carter, who has so many of the great stories to tell.
Chasing the daisy, if you know what I mean. Oy.
Monsieur Heimlich, he is the intense fellow, no? Very
Outside?
military, very stiff and straight. I feel very safe around him, but I also feel uncomfortable. He patrols the museum so much. It is strange the dagger was stolen from under his nose, no?
Do you suspect him of stealing the dagger?
Who knows? I am not the policeman. But he seemed very upset about the burglary. Maybe too upset, no?
I am but Yvette Delacroix. I do not have opinion. Whoops. I bet she's fucked Steve Dorian.
Ah, this Steve. He is so big and handsome, no?
Lady gets around.
Ah, the Countess. She is not what she seems, no?
What do you mean?
Her last husband, he was afraid of her. He told me. Then as I learned more, I was becoming afraid of her too.
Why?
Who was afraid
She
of her?
seems like a nice old lady.
It is all the act, no? She is a dangerous one. Now I think she is after Dr. Carrington's money, since I am seeing them together so often lately.
I don't understand. Why is she so dangerous?
Just be trusting me, Miss Bow. Stay away from the Countess. People die when she's around.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Monsieur Nagir, he is a funny little man. I see him in many strange places in the museum, but he is only the accountant for us, so I don't understand why he is here all the time.
Do you think Mr. Najir could have stolen the dagger?
Why, because he is the Egyptian? I do not think so, Miss Bow, but I do not know him so very well. He is a man after all, and who knows how they are thinking.
You said he was in places you didn't expect him to be and that he was here all the time. Not because he's Egyptian. You said things that made me question him. Silly bitch. Most of these things will not give me anything, but we are committed to the dialogue tree, and I'm sorry.
I only read the financial section of the newspaper.
Financial.
The stock market, it is looking so good. I am going to buy some very soon.
Yeah, exhaustive. Have to be. Sometimes I hate when there's a bunch of people in a place I can talk to.
I support the police in every possible way I can. I have never been to the police station, but I know many street cops and detectives, and they are all the gentlemen to me.
Of course.
Monsieur Lofat, he does some of the laundry, but I do most of the lacy and delicate things myself, no?
If you say so.
The dogs? Ah, there are many of the men down there, and they are so big and so charming. They have been very generous to me.
You spend a lot of time in the docks. That's what I was gonna guess. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
the museum. It is such a wonderful place to work. The people, they are so friendly, and I am enjoying my work here. I intend to be the president someday.
But what do you do now?
New York, it is a rough place for the newcomer, no? So many people in the one place. It reminds me of Paris, but it is where all the money is, no? The Americans, they have so much more money than the French. This speakeasy, it used to be the good place of the business for me, no? Then I got this job, so I don't have to do that anymore.
What kind of work did you do at the speakeasy?
I was the hostess there for a while.
With your appearance, you must have gotten a lot of tips.
I suppose you could be calling it that. I got the very big tips.
If you know what I mean. You want to see my notebook?
It is a nice notebook, Laura.
Thank you.
Take the good notes and you'll be the good reporter.
Thank you, Yvette. Racy stuff.
Do not look at me too closely, Miss Bo. I found the line on my face yesterday and I am still upset about it.
Same actress talking, FYI. As who? Laura Bo? Is Laura Bo talking to Laura Bo? Laura, Yvette, and the narrator, okay.
Has this been a good year for you, Miss Delacroix?
Ah yes, every year is a good year for me, Miss Bo. It is all a matter of the attitude, no?
Why, that seems like a very healthy point of view.
Merci, Miss Bo. You are very kind.
We already asked about the burglary.
You should ask Dr. Miklos or Dr. Smith about that.
Alright, you're up, whoop, nope. You're up, Ziggy, now that I understand how to ask a question. Let's go!
Augustini. Augustini, yeah, that name rings a bell. Oh, yeah, ain't he the concierge at the plaza?
I don't know, man. Oh, man, am I gonna have to...
You ask yourself...
Oh my god, am I gonna have to move away? Oh, fucking Ziggy.
Heard any good rumors lately?
Maybe, or maybe not. What's it worth to you?
Well, I don't have any money right now.
Then I ain't got no rumors for you, Toots.
Yeah, tell me all about this Carter. He
Can't
seems
help
like an
you
asshole.
with that, Toots.
Why not? He's right there. I mean, that's probably why. That's what you should say.
The new museum press? Stodgy old guy, but a fine chap. Yeah, that's it, a fine chap. Good man.
You seem like you're lying, but you always seem like you're lying.
I'll tell ya, most of the cops around this town stink. But O'Reilly's different. He's okay. He really knows how to treat a mouthpiece, you know? I made some good jack working for him.
He loves his little stoolie.
You've met Rube Crodfaller, haven't you?
Certainly I have.
Certainly.
Definitely one of the most up-and-up guys I know. Keeps his nose clean, but knows how to have a good time. No, he ain't in my privileged circle of friends and acquaintances.
Acquaintances?
Isn't that what they named us stiffs when they don't have an ID?
I'm sorry, but I simply have to say that your pronunciation is dreadful.
Hey, that's an insult, right?
You idiot! I don't really care about talking to you, about you.
What's up with this Ziggy joker?
Hey, watch your mouth. You're talking to him.
I knew it.
That lady's scary. I've been avoiding her.
Which one is she? Whoops, wrong one. Damn it!
Nice working, girl. I knew her when. Now, well, now she's a big hotshot museum. What do you call it? Back then, she was a streetwalker, if you catch my drift.
You didn't hide the words. There's no, if you know what I mean, or if you get my drift when you just say, she's a whore, if you know what I mean. Yeah. You said the whole thing.
I don't think I've heard of him.
Is he the guy outside? He's very German. Exceedingly German.
Yeah, the dock worker. I know that guy. He ain't in my inner circle, though. Don't know much about the Joe.
It's probably for the best.
What makes you think I knows anything about a dame like her? She won't even have anything to do with me. I don't know anything about her. Why ask me?
That's odd. She seems to know you.
She did. What did she say? It ain't true. Listen, that old cow couldn't keep a secret if her life depended on it. I ain't taking the rap for her anyways. Now leave me alone before I calls the cops.
Everybody gets real worked
What's
up
buddy?
about the Countess. We gotta meet this hoe.
Quiet guy most of the time. Accountant, I think. Boy, I'll tell you, those Egyptians know some crummy jokes.
You know he's the accountant. You told me who his name was and that he was the accountant earlier. Ziggy.
You mean the newspaper? Not me, sister. I prefer my news straight from the horse's patootie, if you catch my drift.
It really threw me.
Have you had any contact with the police?
Yeah, I suppose you could say that. I'm sort of a freelance detective. I find things out that the police can't, then I pass along the information.
You're freelance
For a
police.
price.
Sounds like a most valuable service.
Oh yeah, they couldn't do their jobs right without me. Nice guys, them cops. Keeps me flush. Salts of the earth.
News straight from the horse's ass? Yeah, that's what he said, man. I didn't know that news came from a horse's ass.
Laundry. Oh, you mean like washing your clothes? No, I does that myself.
You're familiar with the 12th Street docks, aren't you?
Not me, lady. Mostly your unsavory types hang out down there.
Seems like your kind of place.
I know everything's not what it looks to be, but then what is? Same with all these mocky-mucks. Look, appearances can be deceiving. Me, do I look like the brother of a famous Broadway producer? No, but I am. You know, some days it's a rich melting pot, but some days it's a big cesspool. But you gotta rise to the top like scum and keep your feet and your nose clean. That's how I does it anyway.
You gotta rise to the top like scum is a I don't know, a good mantra. Be the scum. That's right.
You seen it? I saw you in there before. It is what it is. Hey, I'm a philosopher.
Let's not go nuts. Do you want to see my notebook?
I don't need no notebook. I already knows everything.
Oh, no, Ziggy, you don't.
My papers, I never needed one.
You write it down so you don't have to remember, Ziggy.
How was your year, Mr. Ziggy?
Superb. Simply superb.
Superb.
First I mix a sawbuck on the Tunny Dempsey match. Now here I am rubbing elbow grease with a hoity-toity. Thanks for asking.
No problem. I think I already asked him this. He's like, what would I know about it? I got my suspicions, but don't know enough.
Tell me about Egyptology.
We talked about that before, remember? I told you that crazy Egyptian riddle that Ramses guys passed along.
It was bad, so I forgot it. Let's go!
I believe he was the Emperor of Rome just after Justinian.
It's a joke. Tell me about you.
That's me, you silly girl. If you want to arrange an in-depth interview, we'll have to schedule it later in the week.
Impressive that they bothered to remember, yes.
Dr. Carrington is a fine chap. Used to be in charge of the British Museum, you know. I ran into him several years ago when I visited the British Museum to consult with Dr. Butch. Seems odd that Dr. Carrington doesn't remember me, but I almost didn't recognize him either. He's getting old after all. Looks different. Memory's probably shot as well.
They should put like their names under here. Like I know who he is and she is now, but I don't know who he is. Or he is. Dr. Budge is what it sounded like.
Ah, yes. Can't say I'm too impressed with Detective O'Reilly.
Me neither.
Couldn't find a single bloody clue about the Dagger burglary. And he has the nasty habit of chewing on grapes constantly, probably to cover up the smell of the alcohol he drinks.
So Carrington is an imposter? I don't know anything, man.
A crodfollow is some sort of miniature vegetable, isn't it? A potato, perhaps.
Yes, he is a potato.
He runs one of the local Chinese laundries. Pretends to be Chinese so he can get more business, but he has a terrible accent.
Fair. I just thought it was racist in the 90s.
A relative of yours, perhaps.
Yeah, explains it.
Rather an unfortunate name, I think.
Doesn't have much to say about you, Ziggs.
Dr. Miklos is rather eccentric, but she is well educated. Received her training at one of the better universities in Athens, Greece. She's considered quite knowledgeable in the area of hieroglyphics, but her speciality is paleontology. She's fond of old bones.
Is this a joke? Is she gonna be married to like a really old guy?
That trollop sleeps with everything that moves, and some
think so.
things that don't. It's only by sheer strength of will that I've resisted her advances so far.
So far. She is quite the trollop! I've only talked to her once, but that's what I gathered.
Ah, yes. Heimlich's the security chief here. Not a particularly good one, obviously, since the dagger was stolen right from under his nose. And he's rather too intense for my tastes.
Yeah.
Steve Dorian. The stevedore with a ridiculous name. He's the fellow who helped unload my artifacts from the steamship. If it weren't for his odd name, I would have forgotten him entirely.
See what you think of the Countess.
The Countess was married to the former president of the Dagger Museum, Sterling Waldorf Carlton. A good chap, but uninspired. Now she has her sights set on Dr. Carrington. Of course I know Ramses. There were several of them, actually. Ramses I was pharaoh during the 19th dynasty from 1307 to 1306
The accountant,
BC.
Carter.
Ramses II made more of an impact on ancient Egypt. From 1290 to 1224 BC,
How long's he gonna go?
Ramses II undertook a succession of gargantuan construction projects, which left his mark in the face of Egypt
He didn't
for
bother
thousands of years.
with his mouth.
His mortuary site at Thebes, the Ramesseum, contains a temple to Amon-Ra, a royal palace, a mortuary temple, and several
Ran out of
storerooms.
animation, yeah.
Actually, I was referring to Ramses Niger.
Yeah.
Never heard of him.
Ha ha ha.
It's one of those local scandal periodicals.
Interrupt
The term
sooner,
music
Laura.
Journalism comes to mind when I think of it, which means it's not much of a newspaper at all, really. It's more like printed chewing gum for the uneducated masses.
Damn.
Now, wait a minute. The Tribune is a fine newspaper of the highest quality. I know because I happen to work there.
You've just proven my point.
Yeah.
Well, I never.
I never.
Maybe that's your problem.
I don't have to stand here and take this abuse.
But we're gonna.
All right, you don't. You could just go away and make us both happy.
I'm gonna ask you every question I have in my hollow little head of mine. Tell me about Low Fat's laundry.
People tell me Low Fats is a good place to have laundry done, but he always puts too much starch in my shirts. That's why I arrived on the steamship Andrea Doria. I came over with the artifacts for the Egyptian exhibit. Apparently Dr. Carrington was also on that voyage from England, but I never ran into him aboard ship. Keeps to himself a lot, you know.
Did it make its way to the museum? Was the crime scene at the museum? You remember from the opening scene, right?
With a little work, I can turn the Dagger into a world-class museum. But that can wait a few months until they decide to make me the president. Dr. Carrington will have to find other employment, of course, but I'm sure some lesser museum would be happy to have him on their staff.
Such a bitch. You're gonna have to fight Yvette. She wants to be the president, too.
Since you're new here, what do you think of New York? Isn't it exciting?
I hate it. It's crowded, it's noisy, and you Americans have no concept of how the class system is supposed to work. You go around treating each other like equals, which I find very distasteful.
That's right, you're gonna have to listen to me talk, bitch. Tell me about the speakeasy.
If you're referring to the local drinking establishments, they are quite illegal, and I don't condone their existence.
You're no
I
fun.
do drink on occasion, but only when the finest wines are available.
Hoity-toity. Do you want to see my notebook? I don't know if I should even show you.
No thanks, I already have a notepad.
Let me look up your nose.
Don't bother me with such silly questions.
Is the dagger up your nose?
Would you say this has been a good year for you, sir?
Well, let's see. I made the most important archaeological discovery of all time. Almost everyone on the planet knows my name, and I've clinched a curatorial job I've been after for years. Yes, I'd say it has been a rather good year.
Seems to me you might have a problem.
A problem? Such as?
Well, you've accomplished so much this year. What are you gonna do next?
Next? What next? Don't bother me with such ludicrous questions, you silly female.
Ugh.
You already asked me that, you
Oh.
silly female.
Quit calling me a female! You dumb male!
Since you're an expert on the subject, what can you tell me about Egyptology?
I don't have time to explain the intricacies of my profession to a neophyte. If you're truly interested, I'd suggest several years of difficult study on the subject at one of your better universities. Once you've finished that, you can talk to me again.
I'd rather just punch you in the nose! Goodbye. Time to talk to you, I don't know your name.
I'm afraid I do not know Mr. Agostini. I live a very quiet life, and I do not know very many famous people.
We gotta find out, is he supposed to be Ramses? Wait, let's just double check.
Why, I am Ramses Nadir, Miss Bow. I am an accountant and a proud father of 2.5. A thousand curses on that man! He defiled the tombs of my sacred ancestors for his own personal glory. He doesn't care a fig for what's right and what's wrong. His own evil deeds will catch up with him, though. Just wait and see.
I think we should be friends, Ramses. I dislike him as well.
I have heard a great deal about Mr. Carrington, but I do not know him very well. We have only spoken once or twice, but he seems like a cultured, charming fellow.
Weird, is he trying to be statistically average? Right. Like, I don't know what it means in a real context. He does sound like that. He is an accountant.
To be perfectly honest, I do not care for Mr. O'Reilly. I do not think he sees the beauty in ancient Egypt. He is somewhat blunt in his approach to others as well. I suppose that is just part of his job, however.
No, he kind of sucks.
Crodfallers? No, thank you. I try to restrict my intake of sugar. It has a bad effect on me. I'm afraid I do not know the gentleman. I lead a rather solitary life, just me and my little family.
I have 2.5 children.
John Bow is your father? I have never had the pleasure of meeting him.
Pleather.
I have never been to New Orleans, you see. That much humidity does not agree with me.
This is such a dumb way to go about speaking to someone.
I do not know Ziggy very well, but he makes me uneasy.
Yeah.
His eyes remind me of a jackal's. I met him briefly at the party, then avoided him the rest of the time.
Yeah, this is probably the correct response.
Dr. Miklos is a brilliant individual, but he is certainly a little strange. Ah well, we all have our foibles, don't we, Miss Bow?
Foibles.
Miss Yvette is a charming young lady, and so friendly. She seems genuinely interested in Egyptology. We had a long discussion about tombs one time.
Sure.
I find Mr. Heimlich to be most intimidating. He seems to enjoy looming over people.
He's a loomer.
Mr. Dorian is a very healthy-looking young man.
How does everybody know everybody?
Have eaten well.
It's like, hey, have you heard? Do you know John? Oh yeah, sure, I know John.
The Countess is quite a colorful lady. She seems to enjoy life to the fullest, does she not? Just between you and me, she scares me a little.
That seems to
What
be common.
is that, Mr. Najia?
Well, she's just too enthusiastic for me, I suppose.
It's a different kind of scare. I thought she was like intimidating. Oh, I already asked about you. I want to be able to ask about the sandwich guy. Yeah.
I enjoy the Tribune very much, Miss Bow. I read the financial page every morning of my life.
Somebody else was talking about the financial page. I think it was Yvette.
The police are useless. It is not the police who will uncover the thief of the dagger. It will be his own evil deeds turned back on him like an angry cobra. I personally do not use that laundry, Miss Bow. I go to an Egyptian laundry on 44th Street.
Oh.
They are wonderful with linens. Oh dear, the docks are very rough places, Miss Bow. I stay away from them. I would suggest that you do the same.
I win.
Attractive young
It was
ladies
fine.
like yourself are the favorite prey of the jackals who prowl there at night.
I went in the day and there was one person. Everybody seems to like him.
The Lion Dagger is a beautiful museum, Miss Bow, but I do not approve of the spoiling of my ancestors' tombs, much less the wanton display of their bodies and their personal effects.
Fair. It's a little weird.
Do you like the city of New York, Mr. Najia?
Well, it is a very lucrative place for an accountant to set up shop, but the city itself is rather large and frightening.
I got mugged.
I wouldn't know, Miss Bow. I am a family man, and I do not frequent such scandalous places.
Live a little, Ramses. Do you want to see my notebook?
I see you carry a notebook.
Thank you.
I carry one too, in case I should think of some particularly exciting mathematical formula at an inconvenient time.
Always thinking about math. Mathematical.
How interesting. You carry a magnifier.
Found
Are
it.
your eyes poor? I am very nearsighted myself. It came from years of looking at tiny little numbers.
I'm so glad this conversation is almost over.
Mr. Najia, would you say that 1926 has been a good year for you?
Well, yes, I would have to say so. Business in America is booming, and many people need an accountant. I have not wanted for work, and my beloved wife Isis is soon to deliver our third child. I suppose I am as happy as a man should be.
Congratulations on
So you
the
got one in the
upcoming
oven.
blessed event, Mr. Najee. What are your other children's names?
Well, there's Horus and Amon, and the new baby shall be named Anubis, after the wise and just Lord of the Dead.
Oh, how
Yeah,
lovely.
it's pretty
But
dark.
what if the child is a girl?
The name shall be Anubis either way. It is a wonderful name for either a boy or a girl.
Sure, sure. Did I ask you this already?
We have already discussed.
Yeah, I'm sorry. This is why I'm silly.
Are you an Egyptologist, Mr. Najee?
Oh, I'm an accountant.
No, not professionally. I have always been interested in the history of my country and made a point of studying it. I am particularly interested in ancient Egyptian religions.
Ramses is a base. He's the number one. Hi, I don't know who yous are.
I'm afraid I don't know the gentleman.
I hope you know, like, not anything at all.
The fellow has quite an overinflated ego. He's got a legitimate reason for it, I suppose. Well, that's me, young lady.
Okay.
Dr. Archibald Carrington III, at your service.
You need a name tag or something.
No, he's a good enough chap. For a law enforcement peon.
Oh, peon, you say?
I'm not acquainted with the chap.
He's not the best.
I've never even seen the chap.
This is Carrington. Archibald Carrington. The current president of the museum, I think, right?
I've never met your father, Miss Bow, but I have a deep respect for the minions who uphold the law. Miss Bow, I find it vaguely offensive that you would even think that I know anyone named Ziggy.
He's over there!
Dr. Miklas is one of the museum's most respected curators. I really haven't had much interaction with Miss Delacroix.
You lie!
She is my assistant, so I guess I should correct myself and say that I do have interaction with her, but I don't know her very well, really.
We just smash on the reg.
He's a real pip. A genuine
Saucy.
go-getter, that fellow. He does a jolly good job of guarding the museum. Jolly good.
What about that stolen shit, though?
A stevedore? I'm afraid I don't discourse with proletarian ruffians of that stripe. Now there's a lady who truly supports the arts. A real patron, that old girl. Now there's an intense personality. He doesn't look it, but there's something seething below the surface. I'm frightfully sure of it. In any case, the fellow is a fine accountant.
It's rage.
I don't read the newspaper, Miss Bow. I find it eternally depressing.
Well, of course it's depressing.
Oh, those poor chaps do their best, I suppose.
I don't do very good.
Good heavens, Miss Bow, my houseman does my laundry. I never go to public establishments when I can possibly avoid it.
Okay, fancy pants.
I've only been there once, but I found the docks to be full of pugilistic ruffians and parasite-infested rodentia.
Rodentia.
The Lion Decker is simply fantastic, Miss Bow. This is the opportunity of a lifetime.
Do you like New York, Dr. Carrington?
To be frightfully honest, at first I found it to be a bit rough around the edges. But now I'm beginning to see its somewhat primitive charm. Miss Bow, I wouldn't be caught dead in one of those nocturnal dens of iniquity.
Gotta loosen up, Archibald! You wanna see my notebook?
I dare say it's a bit forward for you to go about writing things about people in that little notebook of yours, Miss Bow. And some people cherish their privacy.
It's a weird thing to be concerned about.
I see you want to get a good look at our displays, Miss Bow. I have to respect that.
Yeah, point me to the displays.
Have you found 1926 to be a good year for you, Dr. Carrington?
Yes, I would, Miss Bow.
Yes.
Frightfully good.
And what is that, Doctor?
It's not often that one gets the opportunity to head up the most respected museum in America, Miss Bow.
Are you gonna get to keep that job, though?
What do you make of the theft of the dagger, Dr. Carrington?
It's simply beastly. What is the world coming to when crepuscular ruffians can invade a museum like Visigoth?
Go lay down, Togi.
Do you have any idea who could have done such a thing?
Not at all. But if I did, I'd be tempted to teach the brute a lesson.
Sure you would. You don't even want to go down to the docks, Archibald!
Egyptology is all quite the fashion now, Miss Bow. But it's been a serious science for many years. I can recommend a number of fine books if you're interested.
Yeah, I gotta read some books before I can even talk to Carter again. Can I have some of this food?
The food and champagne look good, but you're trying to stay on a diet, so you make the wise decision to leave them alone.
You should just put everything in your purse. You pick up the cocktail shrimp and put it in your purse. You pick up the champagne
You pick
and put
it up
it in your
and
purse.
place it in your purse.
Okay, see? That's what I'm talking about.
Don't be greedy. You don't need another water glass. The food and champagne look...
Bullshit. You got it! The one thing. Let's look at
a
it.
crystal water receptacle.
Can I talk to any of these people?
The semi-happy partygoers just ignore you entirely, considering themselves high above your social standing. Since you're not a recognized member of the in crowd, you might as well be a ghost as far as they're concerned.
These fancy pantses would talk to me, but you blurs in the background are too good? Where is the display? Oh, okay. You blurs! I think we'll probably end... Oh man, there's so many people. I just want to kind of look around. I bet one of those is Olympia Miklos. You out of focus fucks! Yeah! Okay. This lady has sassy demeanor. She's got really bright earring. I would say gift shop. Can you go back here? Hold on. There's gonna be a lot of people to talk to. It might be, you know, another hour. Just asking everybody everything. We gotta be Yoldi gift shop. Yes. Can I go back here? Oh, yeah. Okay. There's
Back
Wolfgang.
to the Rotunda, Fräulein. The rest of the museum is off limits. And you are spooking their mastodons.
Wolf. Was it Wolfgang? No. It was Wolf. Hold on. It doesn't matter. Look at my notebook.
It's your official...
Open the notebook, damn it. Wolf Heimlich. Just Wolf. Rainier Wolf Castle. Okay. We have done it. We didn't do much. We just jibber jabbered. Here, hold on. I did record it, right? Where is the display? Yes. Okay. There were some jokes. It was alright. We, you know, accomplished some stuff. We learned who those people's names that we keep asking everybody on creation about. Okay, I will do this again tomorrow unless you hear otherwise. Farewell.